Okay. Well, we're going to start at the top of the thing, Omkar.
1, 2, 3, here I go. Give me that microphone. Give me that microphone. Is this the
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here for you now. We were doing a whole episode. We just didn't hit go live, so we are here now for you.
That's good, because Mike said some stuff he shouldn't have said.
This is luxury real estate broker and co-owner of Acquisto Real Estate, Shana Acquisto, and I am Mug Vlog. Any one of those words you want to put together, but what it is it's a real estate news daily show brought to you to get just a little bit more.
Every morning.
Yes. So today we have a few topics we're going to cover for you.
But first, roll call.
Do your roll
We're
call.
under roll call. We see everybody in, so please chat your name in. Great job, guys.
Very good. And the topics for today that we are going to cover, number one is going to be easy site plans for realtors.
Love it.
So we're going to go over that one and see how you can use that. Multiple offers representing your sellers and research that you can do on potential buyers.
That you need to do. For
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And then we have a couple of other ones that we've added in here. We have appraisal addendums not to be used with FHA and VA.
Just a reminder, we'll talk through that.
And then we also have lease fixtures addendum.
This is
and
new.
When it must be used.
This is new per our new contract changes that came out April 1st, so we're going to discuss those and make sure we're using them properly.
Very good. And then we, of course, we do have our real estate word of the day that we will get to assessed value. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hit the bell and hit topic one. I'm Mike Acquisto. This is luxury real estate broker and co-owner of Acquisto Real Estate, Shana Acquisto.
Good morning.
It is amazing to be joined by you today, and let's discuss easy site plans for realtors.
I like this.
And we're going to hit it real quick. So what we're going to cover are all the different site plans you could have, different housing plans, 3D renders, marketing plans, sun plans. What? We're going to go over wind plans and where the direction's coming in. Ever kind of think about that when you're putting something together? Landscaping plans, how you can be used for additions or landscaping or pools. These are all topics that we're going to cover right now. So get excited about that.
I'm excited. And I love how you come up with these topics that really add value to what we do every day. So this is great. Thank you.
Hey, that's what I try to do. I appreciate you recognizing that.
You do an amazing job of it. And I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So yes, let's go over this here. So let's go ahead and share the screen off. 24hourplans.com. Actually, I butchered their website. It is 24hplans.com. So there you go. Now we have it. We're going to take that link. We're going to put it in. We're going to chat it into you so you can see it yourself. And we're going to put it in the description. And as you're rolling by to the description and you see the thumbs up, just go ahead and do that and click on there. So as we're breaking this down, what you're going to see is they have three different variants of the plans. They have a simple, a medium, and a complex version. The simple plan is $99, the medium plan is $129, and the complex is $159. Okay, so each one's going to add a little bit more detail for you, so that as you add in, you can see those different things. And as we kind of spoke about, there's going to be options for you that if you're trying to submit something to the city to get a permit, then they're going to have different plans for that. If you want to do some stuff for marketing, you're probably trying to sell a property, then you could go ahead and look at something here if you feel that your property needs something extra. And then also photorealistic 3D stuff. So if you want to utilize that, this is all an option for you. Places you could possibly use would be maybe you're going to do an addition or you're considering something. Have you ever kind of walked in somewhere and you looked at it and you're like, oh, that was a really good idea. You could see they spent a lot of money on it, but the execution when it all came out, it was like a good idea and a good try, but it didn't blend or look perfect.
And I'm sure it cost a lot of money and you can't go back and fix it.
Right. So that's where this is super, super important.
Yep.
If you have a client who's going to be doing a bunch of landscaping and spending a bunch of money, let's see what it's going to look like,
And
right?
that's coming up because of the, the winter storm we had. You're going to see this a lot. So this would be a great value add to give to some of your sellers.
I think it certainly would. They're going to
Yeah.
be super happy to have this link so that you now have, right? And this is something just to put in your back pocket. So this is what we're trying to do, is separate you as a listing agent.
Yeah.
To give you something different that you have in your pocket that you can discuss with your clients, right? So this is a great, great idea. And like I said, so site plans, house plans, the renders, marketing plans, sun plans. So I was looking at that, a sun plan. One of the things that I overlooked.
Sometimes you
in
got to
my
dig
mind-
deep for the value.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I overlooked a little bit was that the sun rises and sets, and we all know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? So as we look at that, but did you really take into account how much it changes over the course of the year? So what you'll have is the sun rising in the east, and it moves over the course of the year. So in the summer, it rises in one spot, and then in the winter, it rises in a slightly different spot. So if you're orienting your home in a certain direction, and that was important to you to capture the view, you would understand that the sun has a wider section in the summer, and then in the winter, it's a narrower kind of field. So that's just something due to the Earth's orientation on its axis as it relates to the sun, I think. It sounded really good. So chat in now if you know the actual reason, if I was right. That's also interesting.
I'm sure you're correct.
Okay.
And wind patterns. We did have someone ask about, wind at one of our listings recently, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, so oddly enough, you can actually look up wind patterns. Maybe I'll pull that out as a separate topic and we can go over that
That's
one.
a topic all on its own.
Yeah, so you can do
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, but you can build that into a site plan.
Right.
So if you see the weather coming in a certain way, you might not want all of the stuff to blow in a certain pattern. So maybe if you had a wind pattern that was coming a prevailing way, that you would consider doing something different with your design to not create something. Right? So they're all just different ideas.
Let's be honest. These are all the things that we're looking at on our property. So
On every single
Just
listing,
sharing
we're
it with you.
we're diving in super deep on all those. But if you want to be a luxury agent and you want to represent the best properties and you want to have the most
Yeah.
knowledge, these are all things that actually kind of do matter.
yeah, they do matter, especially as you get to higher price points. They, people have different needs and, and they think of things a little bit differently. So
Yeah, I think these are some things that we should probably try
Yeah,
out and
I do
see
too.
if we can't
I love it.
utilize them just a little bit more.
Okay.
Very good. Go ahead and hit the bell. End that topic. Appraisal addendums.
Yes, so we're going to pull up the appraisal addendum, and I want to show you guys something on it. Are we pulling it up?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
And what we have here.
Okay, so this is our new appraisal addendum. Yes, it's a little confusing at times, and we talk through them with you guys, but we want to look at the top. It says, use only if the third-party financing addendum is attached. So if somebody's paying cash, you don't need this, okay? So let's remember that. The other part of this is the transaction does not involve FHA or VA financing. So any type of government-backed loan programs, you cannot use this form.
Okay.
So does it make it difficult if you have a buyer that is obtaining FHA or VA financing? Yes. The answer is yes. So if you have that and they're trying to compete, there's a few things that we can do. One, you have to talk to the lender and see, is it possible to switch them to a conventional, right? You're going to have to really communicate with the lender and your client to see if there are other options. The other option is maybe a lender says, you know what, we can waive the appraisal. They have money and resources to be able to do waive the appraisal. Okay, there's things that we can do. most likely get an attorney involved to write up the verbiage that would go into the contract in special provisions, because we wouldn't do that ourselves. But let's think about this. If someone's obtaining FHA, it's typically because they want a lower down payment. So if they want a lower down payment, but then they're going to waive the appraisal, where's that money going to come from if it comes up short? So, we just need to kind of think through that. If somebody's getting an FHA loan because maybe their credit score is lower, but they have cash, then that's a different story. So you have to dive in and really ask these questions to understand what's going on here.
Shana, that's really some good information. These forms just came out. You did a great job.
Well, the appraisal
of explaining
waiver's
this.
been out for a while. But yes, I still think that there's a little bit of confusion on how to fill these out. So when you guys do these, we tend to talk through them. Either you talk through it with me or with Stacey, and we guide you on and make sure that we're doing these correctly. Okay.
But it's a great thing to review. So if you have one coming up that you're working on and you're not ultimately really sure,
well, if you
then
have a
just
buyer,
refresh your mind and look back at this episode.
Yeah,
and it'll all be here for you.
If you have a buyer, you should be very familiar with this form, because competing in this market, most likely you're having to waive the appraisal. So if you don't know what that means and what that means to your client, then we need to be having these discussions. So please reach out to us and let us know so we can make sure. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
That's amazing. Hit the bell, please. Hey there, I'm Mike Acquisto. That's real estate luxury broker Shana Acquisto. Lease Fixture Addendum.
Yes. So as you know, our contracts changed. The 1 to 4 family contract changed April 1st. And in that contract, there is a section where we can identify if there is a lease in place.
Let's show it.
Okay? Well, this is going to be the addendum. So in your contract, in your 1 to 4 family contract, if there is a lease in place, then you must use the addendum to identify what they are. If there's not, then you don't need this. But you can't just use or fill out the 1 to 4 family contract for the leases. You have to then go in here and identify them. So this would be anything like a security system, if somebody is leasing that. Solar panels, we're starting to see more and more of those, and those are leases. So anything that's permanently attached that someone may be leasing, that is a lease fixture.
And so that one in particular, right? It's kind of crazy with solar panels, how expensive they could potentially be and how prevalent they could start to become. You were just in California, right? And you said there was a percentage?
I think it's 70 or 80% of the homes must be have solar.
The power used at that property must come from solar that you're generated on site. And so they're starting to use a lot more solar. Right, for each new build. And this would be why it's there. It's an expensive thing, but over time it does pay itself back. Allegedly.
As you're starting to go out and get properties maybe with acreage, maybe you have a propane tank. So you need to be aware of that. And if, is there a lease in place for that? Solar panels, the addendum identifies solar panels, propane tanks, water softener, and security system. I would think those are the main ones. But then there's a space if you have something else.
There could be like a power generator. Sometimes have agreements with them for longer periods of time for maintenance and those types of things.
Yeah. So.
Very good.
Okay.
These are all options, and I appreciate you covering it.
Yeah.
So you would go through, fill this box out correctly, and just ensure that you do utilize it.
Please.
Shana is a contract hawk. And it's our job to be here for you guys and make sure that we show you some more stuff each day.
Well,
and make it
Stacey's
just a little bit better. Yeah, let's do this stuff right.
She's like,
yeah,
told me that we need to talk about that.
Perfect.
So,
Let's
great
just
job, Stacey.
do it all right.
Yeah.
It's important stuff. Hit the bell. Hey there, Mike Acquisto, real estate broker, luxury real estate broker. Shana Acquisto over here. And assessed value. Our job here is to define the word for you, read the definition, use it in a sentence, and then discuss it. So we have assessed value is the valuation placed on a property by a public tax assessor for purposes of taxation.
I have it in a sentence.
Perfect. Go ahead and use it in a sentence.
The assessed value is not the same as market value.
Ooh, that's really good. That's really, really good. Shana, talk more about that.
So, market value is based on what the consumer is paying and willing to pay for a home, and we identify that through an appraisal, right? And the comparable sales. The assessed value is what the county comes in and, value that they give your property, okay? The things that they don't know is they don't know the condition. They're not coming out and looking at your property.
Yep.
So it could vary, right? So they're two different things. And, oftentimes when we get that assessed value, if it's much higher than you think you could sell your home for, then you can go and protest those, and that's a whole different topic. But if it's below, that means you're paying taxes on a less amount, and you should just zip it and be happy with that.
And then there would be a third word in there, which would actually be the purchase price, or the contract price that you agree to. Sure. They all don't have to be the same. No. The market value could be one thing. The purchase price could be another. Sure. Could be way inflated during times. It's amazing what's currently going on in our market. Or it could be way less. There are also depressed times when the property doesn't sell for some reason or another compared to what the market value is. Yeah. And then obviously the assessed value is a totally different one, and that's what we just defined for you.
Yep.
So we're always here for you. If you guys have any other questions, please let us know. But we're happy to bring you the word of the day.
Yay.
Well, people, that's a wrap for you today. We covered 24-hour site plans and how you could utilize those. Apparently, we cracked up Sean along the way. We didn't get to multiple offers and what we should be doing there if we're trying to research that one. I skipped that topic. That was kind of like one that I threw in there.
We
had two others.
Time to time.
Yeah, sometimes it's about timeliness and we have things to do.
Yeah.
And then we brought up the appraisal addendums and when we can utilize that. Yeah. That's an important one. Please remember when these things come up, right? The reason we're covering these is so it's there and it's available for you. So you can always go right to the webpage, go right to the wiki, look up the topic, and just watch a couple of minutes on it, right? We have the full transcript right there. So you'll see every word and click on it and read it.
And then take it in and do that document and look at it. Right.
It's going to have
practice
way less questions.
Filling it out in advance.
Way less questions to Stacey, to Shauna. And if you're working with an agent who maybe doesn't understand something, they're on the other side, and you're like, I'm not getting something right. Instead of necessarily having to go through that phone call, how nice would it be to be able to scroll onto the webpage, just grab that link and send it over to them and say, hey, watch this for just a couple of minutes as our brokers show you what to do, right? So that's all here for you. These are all options. Make your life easier. Work smarter, not harder.
And be a leader and share with others because that'll make our whole industry better.
It will be. We do this each day. So you can invite some of your friends, your colleagues, somebody else to go ahead and join us. It's all free. It's here for the whole world to see. That's why we do it on YouTube and we put it right out on our website, right? And then we also have lease fixture addendums. We covered that one. And that's brand new. Just came out the first. Was it April 1st? 2021.
Not an April Fool's joke. You must use these.
And then assessed value. We did cover that one. And now I think we're done for the day. You look very gorgeous today, Shauna. I always need to compliment you for being amazing. And let's go ahead and finish this up and take some pictures. Bam! Behind the scenes. All right. Hey, thank you, Omkar.
Yes,
appreciate
thank you,
that.
Omkar.
That was we got off to a rough start there, but
well,
I was a couple of minutes.
My fault.
I ran a couple minutes over with the last meeting. I wasn't ready. Actually, all three of us had a thing today, right? Like Shauna put stuff in late. I was kind of running late. It's crazy how it worked out today. But at the end of the
I'd
day,
like to thank the audience first.
well,
Without them, we couldn't.
hey, things happen, So if that's the worst thing that happens, ultimately I think it turned out just fine.
Yes.
And we just delayed people for a little bit.
It's all good.
Yeah, it is. Let's take some pictures here, Shauna.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Go ahead and smile. Okay. We're good. And what are our things to cover here?
Alright.
Let me look at our words.
Top.
Ooh, site plans.
Let's
Site
see.
plans. Ooh,
Yeah.
hey, you have a set of blueprints over there, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna grab some blueprints.
Perfect.
And that's all right. You don't have to open them. Just if you have them, like rolled up's even fine. All right, just put them up there somehow.
Alright.
All right, tell me when to hit the button.
Yeah. Let's do that once again.
Yeah, it helps when you tell me because I'm looking at something I can't tell.
Yeah. Now.
Perfect. Thank you. Shauna, let's just get one with that held up for you. Like open them up just a little bit. This is just for us. Perfect. Thanks.
Lease Fixtures Addendum.
Yeah, this addendum. I feel like we should print this out. So let me take just half a second. Can you pull it up on my computer? And we're just going to hit print. And I'll have both of those two items.
Oh, you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now just hit print on those if you could. I got it. Oh, perfect. Yep. Just hit print. Awesome. And then print the other one as well. And I'll grab them right here. And then we'll just have them. Nice. Couldn't print. That's weird. I think you might have closed the one down too quick, but we'll get it.
Okay.
We got one. We got addendum concerning rights to terminate due to lender appraisal. So we already have that one.
Okay.
The other one didn't come. I think you just might have stopped it.
This one didn't come.
I didn't have that one yet. Yep, perfect. Sometimes it just needs to stay open a second longer. Couldn't print.
Oh.
Why can't it print?
This one, I guess.
All right, no, it came out. It did. It's just giving me an error code. All right.
Okay.
All right, which one we doing first?
Appraisals Addendum.
Okay,
That's this one.
that one.
Wait. Oh, these are the same.
Just give me a second.
I think.
Okay. Now did it
One second. Let me go to my printer here.
print now?
Yeah, now it did.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Okay. Which one now?
Appraisal Addendum.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, now.
Perfect.
And then you hold this.
And then just get, yeah, perfect.
Lease Fixture Addendum. Okay. Now. Okay.
I need to hold it higher because the word's over it, I see.
Oh. All right. Now.
Okay.
Woo!
Wow, man.
All
It's
right.
like 2
Last
days
one.
worth.
I know, this is like we're getting whipped today.
Appraised value. Last one.
All right, assessed value. Shauna, here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Assessed value. Yeah. Now.
Okay, got it. All right, good enough.
Ah.
Wow, that was a long
We're gonna
day
go back to
today,
bed
old
now.
car. I know, we
2, 3,
totally need
here
to
I go.
refresh and
Give me
do
that
this
microphone.
Oh. All right, if that's the worst we get.